back again on La Mamalona. Today we're going to be plumbing. I already routed the compressors where they need to go. Right now I'm going to check for leaks first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run everything regular how it's supposed to be, but don't roast me, not the right way. I just want to test out, make sure there's no leaks before I finance and install this compressor and the tank where it needs to go. So I'm gonna run everything right now, and then once I like everything, I'll run it how it's supposed to be. And then I really can't finish it all complete because I'm still waiting on the 2-link to come, so I still need to weld those pieces. So right now it's gonna be a rough. So let me show you guys how I install 2 compressors on one. So the customer already had his own kit. This is what we're gonna use. This is for dual compressor wiring kit. However, if you did not have this, you could run a pack 80 and will be pretty much the same without having to do 2 fuses. So let me unbox this and we're gonna connect all these to the tank. So I thought the camera was recording and it was not. So pretty much, let me run this down porque pues I already have the back all plumbed. This right here is your battery side. These are your compressors. Then you have your pressure switch, which is the yellow one. This is ignition on, and the black one goes straight to the pressure switch, and then from the pressure switch it's going to ground itself off. That's how you do that connection there. I got both of my relays here. Like I said, I have this here because I'm going to put the secondary battery there. Secondary battery is going to go from here to there, from there all the way to the back of the alternator. This completely is done already. I connected the manifold already as well. Hopefully it's not upside down. Here it is. It's welded already. It's plumbed completely, as you can see, clean. Now we just have to do all that other stuff right here, but other than this is all completely done. Right now I'm gonna go wire the switch box, test this completely. There's air in the tank already. I jumped it to make sure that I didn't have no leaks. So I'm gonna go to the switch box and connect the switch box to the actual switch. So let's go. So this is pretty much what the actual valve is supposed to look like. You have your up front, left front, left down. You have your left rear up, and then you have your down. So you know that yellow and white and yellow is for up and down, and then your green and blue is for your up and down. Then you have your orange and red, which is your up and down. Then you have your purple and brown. So that's corresponds to these wires right here. They come off the switch box, not the switch box, the actual switch, the manifold. These are the manifold wires here. And then you have your switch box, which is here. And on the switch box, you actually have the same thing. Focus, see? You have front, up, down, front, right, up, down. So all you have to do is connect these colors to these colors. And you cannot mess it up. So with that being said, I'm going to match them right now and connect them. And all you need is one positive wire, which is this pink one. And everything's going to run off of this, which I already have it here. And then we'll test it out right now. So let me hook this up. So I have everything connected right now. Test it out. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 down. Perfect. Ignition off. Now you don't have power. Okay. So there you go. I'm gonna put all this away. Like I said, it's just temporarily, and the back is done until we get the 2-link. And this Mamalona's almost ready to go home. Box. I'll show you guys what everything goes inside of it. So bushings. Back bracket. Another back bracket. saddle and perch. The two-link. The other two-link. And this should be the U-boat in here. The U-boat and the hardware that's in here. So it's pretty much all you need to bag. Simple. And if you ever want to run billets, what I do is I modify this out of 45 to bring it in, and it covers and it clears the gas tank that you have to keep it in the same location. So here you go, my boys. From Extensive, he brought me the battery. Terminals are there that I need, and it's pretty much done in the back, other than this and re-welding the notch. So let me show you guys. Now, when you get it, to pre-assemble the link, what I like to do is put grease in the inside, smash them in, put them on, so like that they don't get any squeaking. So I'm going to show you guys right now, which is honestly the simplest setup that you can do, and it works. One bushing, a little bit of lube goes a long way. No van a pensar mal, Le metemos los dedos. Un salivazo para buena suerte. Same to this. There you go, that's one. Second one. You can't ever add too much grease. Y también a este. Para que chingón. Add some here. The more lubricate, the better. Add some here. And yeah, that's ready to install. And then these are very simple because you use U-bolts. So if you ever need to take it off, take off the U-bolts and you're done. The only thing you need to weld is the saddle and the bottom of the differential, where you would put a block. So this is the only welding other than this. Easy and simple. So let me show you what it looks like in la mamalona. So these are very simple. All you have to do, either side has where the shock goes. The shock is always going to be on the inside of the frame. Take out this bolt. Put it in here, as you can see. Put the bolt. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie everything right now, mock it up, and then pretty much install everything. Right now, and then I'll have it ready to weld tomorrow or Monday morning. So let me get the U-bolts, we'll tie them down, and let's get this mamalona a wrap, my boys. Come with me. So let me show you how this goes. This is basically like if you're doing a flip kit, it's exactly the same. This is gonna go on the bottom. You have your saddle, you put your U-bolts, and you call it good. So let me put you down, and hopefully you can pick it up. And put you guys on tripod. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Oh yeah, see. Right now I'm gonna measure the differential as well. This is just for mock-up purposes. Put a washer and a lock nut at the bottom. I don't know if you guys could even see it. I'll show you guys right now though. There you go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Like that. It's loose. Don't worry about it because I still need to center the differential. But that's what it's supposed to look like. Let me do the same to the other side. We'll center the differential. Make sure this panhard bar is going to work. And weld everything. Simple and clean. So let me show you what it looks like. It's not welded, so don't judge it. But it's pretty much buttoned up. The pivot angle's where it needs to be at. I still need to weld the back brackets, weld the saddles, and then I already checked the measurements, and it's exactly centered where it needs to be at. So that panhard bar is gonna work. So once I take it off, I'll re-weld everything para que quede al 100. So let me show you guys. Two link, saddle, U-bolts, bolts there, panhard bar, same thing here. The back bracket is gonna go right here. Once it's completely laid down completely, that's when we're gonna tack and weld. Take these shock mounts. The shock mounts are here, already built in, integrated to the mounts. They're gonna be in the inside now. So we gotta find out if the shocks that he has are gonna work. If not, he's gonna have to get different ones. Secondary battery already mounted where it needs to be at. I gotta take this fucking, there you go. Done completely, bolted on. Tank, compressors, manifolds, everything is buttoned up here completely. Ran all the wire. I can't finish anything because I still, like I said, still need to grind weld that, grind weld this, take this off, grind weld this. Back here I tested it. Then plumb, which is, this is already the front, which I have plenty to work with. And then plumb the back, and it's pretty much done because the bed's already done. So I'll pick you guys up either tomorrow or the next day when I'm gonna weld these, so you guys can see the finished product. But there you go, my boys. Oh, and let me show you how much of clearance to the dry shaft and the transmission you have when you have the right setup. You can clearly see from the end of the dry shaft to the transmission, you have about 1.5 inches. So from here to there, it's 1.5 inches. And that's at the highest point, and at the lowest point, it's never gonna touch. So you don't have to worry about that gasket ever fucking up, or that dry shaft hitting the end of the transmission and fucking it up. So we did good. So like I said, stay tuned. We'll pick it up another day. We'll finish all this off so this mamalona can go to his home. So, new day. Trying to do it before it's hot. I set it. I measured it. Everything looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack just the saddles right now. And then I'm going to weld the back brackets. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to test how the suspension travels at the highest and at the lowest point. And once I like it, then I'll take out the differential, weld the saddles, weld the panhard bar, weld the notch where it needs to, and then it should be a wrap. So let me show you guys. So tooling is completely done. Well, not completely done because it's not welded yet, but it's done. Measured it at right height. It's exactly 8 inches and 8 inches. You're supposed to set this panhard bar at right height, because obviously panhard bars, you have to understand that they travel like a moon, like this. Okay, there is a little bit of movement that goes left and right, but at travel, you don't want it to be here and the differential kicks it that way. At right height is where you want it to be as straight up as possible. It has an adjustment there, but at the highest point, it's going to be 1/8, and at the lowest point, it's going to be 1/8. It shouldn't move more than 1/8 because of this. Now, if you had a wax link, you have a bar on this side and a bar on this side, and the pivot point in the center. So what that happens is the differential always stays truly centered. The only thing that pivots is the rotation of the wax link, and that doesn't let the differential move any direction. So panhard bars do work, but you just got to remember that they move like this, like a moon. And if we would have put a wax link, then it would have kept the differential points here and here, one in the middle, and then would have done this. But the differential doesn't move, only the pivots, if that makes any sense. So right now, like I said, I'm gonna attack this corner, that corner, that corner, this corner, that corner, that corner, and then the back brackets. Those are never gonna move, so they have to be in that particular order. I have to set it at the lowest point, so that's why I need to attack it, take the jack stands down, completely lay it out, and then attack those back mounts, weld them in, and then those would be considered done, other than doing the differential and the shocks. So got the welder out. Let's tack these, and then we'll burn in the shock brackets. So let me get it started, and then let me get the shock brackets, which there are right here. And they're gonna correspond somewhere here. We won't know until the truck is completely laid out, because that's where you want to set it, at the lowest point when the bag is smashed. So what I do is, because I don't have one of those blocks that give you a depending on what size bag you're going to use, whether it's going to be a 4 or 3 inch. What I like to do is air out, lay it out completely, compress the bag completely, tack it in there, and you know that that's going to be the lowest point before it buttons up, because you want it to almost bottom off completely, so like that the bag is not rubbing. So you want at least like 1/8 of distance before they touch both at the bottoms. So let me tack that, and then I'll show you guys right now. So on those 2 links, you could put, they have 3 holes. Let me try to explain this. They have 3 holes. Obviously, the farther you go back is how farther the lift goes and how smoother the ride is. The front, you get a lot more lift than the back. However, it does get a little bouncier. So I like using the middle hole, and that's where I set it at. So I put the hole here in the bag. And all you need is 1 bolt. You don't need 2 bolts to connect the bag. All you need is 1. You put it right in the center. It's designed to use all 3, but all you need is 1 at the bottom and 2 at the top. So let me show you guys. I already tacked it. There you go. I like the placement of it. Looks good. And you got to remember that these like to inflate also at this direction as well. So that's why it's a little slanted. That's a good thing. Fully collapsed. So I'm gonna do the other side, and then we'll burn them in. So this is jiggy rig just to see the pivot angle, if I need to set it a little bit lower than where I set it at. So everything is plumb temporarily. Remove this. Everything is run there. The manifold still has to go up, so don't roast me on that yet. So with that being said, let me go get the keys, hit the ignition switch, and let's see how the travel. This is also just temporarily power and ground. You can't turn it on because I don't know if the fuel pump works, or if we don't have it. Right now I don't have no gas, so I disconnected the fuel pump just in case if it does work. Right now the ignition on, the compressor should turn on. Test it out right now, and we'll see the travel. Switch box is connected. Not bad. Pivot angle is still staying the same. At the highest point, obviously it's going to change a little bit, but I don't think he's ever going to drive it that high. I set it to be right there. That's where he should ride it at. There you go, my boys. Back that on again. We're going to clean out the RTV so we can put new one, put gear fluid, cover this up. Finish welding the differential, bolt it on, put the shocks, and weld whatever we need to weld extra other than that. So right now it's gonna take this off. We're gonna set a new one, fill it up, put it up there, and call it good. So let me finish that. So this might not be the right way, but this is the way that I do it, and it never seems to leak. So I put some there, put some there. Right now I'm gonna put the differential fluid, tie it up. Or you know what, I'll put the differential fluid after it dries off of that corner. So let me just put this on, and then we'll put the differential fluid after it dries completely. Here you go, welded it complete. both sides. That. Right now we're gonna grind down the notch. We're not gonna paint it. And then after I paint it, we're gonna put it on. And then the last thing we need to do is put the shocks. After we're done with the shocks, we'll grind whatever we can off this notch, weld it so it's safe, weld the shock brackets, which I'll show you guys in a bit, and then it'll be a wrap, my boys. So let me paint it and I'll pick you up. All right, my boys, it's pretty much done. I wasn't recording because I have somebody that was keeping me from recording, but I'm gonna show you guys right now and see if you guys recognize this monkey. Eh, Punchy eh? Say what's up to the vlog, my boy.
What up?
Pinche vato. Viene de vez en cuando, trailero.
Mucho trabajo, poquito dinero, no deja tiempo de venir a ver.
Little baby upgrades, we can't show them.
We
Can't show them because
nobody knows that.
Pero aquí está la troca. He's like, hey, can you tell what it is? I'm like, yo, sure can. Yeah, my boy.
You already know, we don't play around. We make it happen, my boy. We don't talk, we make shit happen. Así tiene que ser, compa.
So, ahí quedó. Everything's cleaned exactly how it's supposed to be. Everything's done on that side. Right now, we're gonna hit the ignition on. We're gonna go through the motion, make sure the shocks are in a good placement. Everything works out good. So, let me turn on the key. No lo traigo en la bolsa. Ignition on. Ahí quedó. Let the tank flare up. And we'll test it right now, my boy. So the compressor just turned off. They're going to turn on right now. Let's test it out. So, the day has come that this mamalona is a wrap. Right now, my brother, Alex, helped me put the bed on. Right now, I'm gonna put the 2 bolts that it came with. I don't have any more. And then, not sure if the camera's, no, I'm pretty sure the camera picked up exactly everything we did in the inside. But ahorita, once it goes up, I'll show you guys with the mamalona. Aquí está la mama whiskey. Laying down. Ahí vamos. Sí, güero. Right now we're gonna put it up completely. Put the bolts on. Call this mamalona wrap, my boys. It goes up. Go, my boys. All ready to go home, my boys. So the last thing we need to do in this mamalona is put transmission fluid, which I'm doing right now. And then he brought everything that I need to do for the brakes. So right now I'm gonna do the brakes and then try to bleed them. And then this truck is a fucking wrap. So let me show you guys the, well, I don't really gotta show you, but there's the transmission fluid. It's not hard, just put it in the dipstick. So let me do this and then we'll pick it up when we do the brakes. So yesterday we had technical difficulties. I had installed that, but the little piston didn't work. And now we have all new parts. As you can see, I put all the brakes already. The new cylinder is on. This one didn't work no more. I'll install the same one on the other side. So let me make sure I get the right part number. 89. He brought 2 different ones. So this is the old one. Replace it with the new one. Just 2 bolts, 2 10s, and then the brake line. And then we call it good. So let me take this off and install a new one. The new one is on. Assemble the brakes, bleed the brakes, and this mamalona is ready to go home, my boys. So let me do that because I don't want to bore you guys, and I'll pick it up when it's all done. Now bleed it, adjust it, and I wrap, my boys. So out with the old, in with the new. So just like that, así nomás, ya está la mamalona. I already called him, told him that now he needs to buy a master cylinder because I can't get any fluid to the rear brakes, no matter how many times I pumped it. Nah, the truck's been sitting with no fluid for a very long time, so most likely that's what it is. But yeah, other than that, she's pretty much done. Let me show you guys. Battery relocate, tank compressors, valves back here, tubs. She's laying out, ready to go home. She, güero. You already know. Hit up my line, my boys. Get you right. We had to stamp it up. So I quedó. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And all my new subscribers, I truly appreciate it. And I still do have a lot of viewers that are non-subscribers. If you want to hit that subscribe to support me, I appreciate it, my boys. With that being said, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next time. She, güero.